You know what? I've been playing Mario way too much these past months, and now I just feel like playing something else. Like Kirby's Adventure! This Kirby game is one of my favorites because of how complete it is. It may just be a classic NES game, but it contains dozens upon dozens of levels, a lot of fun copy abilities, and amazing bosses. And today, we're going to check out all of those bosses and also the mini bosses, ranking them from the worst to the best. Let's just jump into it. Starting off this list is a gang of evil thugs called the Meta Knights. No, not the Meta Knight. The Meta Knights are a bunch of enemies appearing trying to attack you with various weapons like axes, ball and chains, and forks. These knights may seem scary and dangerous, but they're actually not. I think of this mini-boss as a simple battle arena involving normal enemies, so you can simply eat them and spit them on each other. As long as you're being careful, you'll beat these little battle arenas in no time. What do you get when you combine a funny looking enemy and some ice blocks? You get Mr. Frosty, of course. This weird looking dude is pretty simple. Basically, he has two attacks. He throws ice blocks at you, or he tries to run into you. That's it. I noticed that you often meet this boss after you get some cool copy abilities like UFO or microphone, so defeating him literally takes less than 15 seconds. The cool thing is that when he is defeated though, you can eat him and get the freeze copy ability, which is pretty useful. Alright, so I live in Canada, and since we have very harsh winters, we have to put on special winter tires in order to be able to drive in such amazing conditions. Why am I telling you all this random non-interesting fun fact about myself? Well, because this next entry on the list is a wheel. Yeah, a car wheel. Grand Wheelie is up, and as you can see, there's not much this dude can do besides rolling left and right, hoping to crush you, which doesn't happen quite often, let me say. Grand Wheelie will often crash and tumble, and when it does, it will spawn mini wheels that you can use to defeat him. Gaining the wheel copy ability is just so much fun, and he moves so fast, which is an amazing reason to fight this dude. There is a recurring boss fight in the Kirby universe, and Kirby's Adventure is no exception to this rule. Introducing Wispy Woods, the famous tree that attacks Kirby with apples? Seriously? Apples? I mean, I eat apples every day. They ain't threatening, they're yummy, they're delicious, and they're fresh. Anyways, Wispy Wood's other attack is trying to attack you by blowing on you. Yeah, as you can see, there's a clear reason this fight is really low in the ranking list. It's way too easy and not threatening at all. Hey, are you following me on TikTok yet? I post the best memes over there. Why am I telling you this non-interesting fact about myself again? Well, because this next boss is called Mr. TikTok. Yeah, I'm not even joking. This dude is an alarm clock. And that's it. That's all there is to it. He moves left and right and will go brrr, wake up, throwing music notes at Kirby. To this day, I am still convinced that whoever came up with that boss idea truly hated working there and waking up to an alarm clock in the morning, and that was their way of coping with that. Yeah, that's actually a big brain idea. This next entry is the main boss of World 5, and I truly don't really like it that much. Heavy Mole is a big machine that digs tunnels and spits eyes at you. Those are eyes, right? Anyways, this boss fight is not really difficult, as all you have to do is to slowly follow the dude and grab those eyes and spit them back at him. I do have to give an A for effort and originality for this boss, because it is clearly different from anything else this game has to offer, but it's just not fun. And this boss is not special, because if you grab a hammer, you can dig this tunnel yourself. Pfft, I'm not impressed by you, Heavy Mole. Before doing my research for this video, I had no clue what this next boss was supposed to be. Look at it! What is that? A funny beetle with big teeth? No, it's actually a rolling turtle. No joke, that's the name of this boss. And let me tell you that for a turtle, this boss can do some really crazy wrestling moves. Oof, that's gotta hurt. Jumping and rolling is pretty much the only two moves this turtle does, and as long as you don't get close to it, well, you won't get KO'd. I'm sorry, Rolling Turtle, you're just not that impressive. Let me tell you that this next entry is Bunkers. Yeah, it's the dude's name. He's named Bunkers. That's the joke. This tall, angry dude attacks you with a hammer and also throws explosive coconuts at you. That's two different weapons for the same boss. Hey, we're getting somewhere. Those bosses are starting to be pretty cool. Bunker's attack pattern is erratic, and he sometimes go on a rage and just starts hitting the floor like a mad lad, which is kinda cool. If you liked the Rolling Turtles wrestling moves, you're going to love Bugsy's attacks. This beetle moves quite fast, and you definitely do not want to get grabbed by his mandibles, or else this will happen. Thankfully, besides this violent wrestling move, Bugsy doesn't have that many ways to attack you. He does send out some babies out to attack, and you'll be able to use those against him, which is kinda cool, but that's all there is to it. Trust me, he's not gonna bug you for a long time. Oh, why do I make such bad jokes? Next up on the list is an enemy that has pretty cool fighting moves. The Fire Lion can be really dangerous if he gets his paws on you, as he will start scratching you very violently. Poor Kirby. As the name implies, Fire Lion can turn into a fireball and try to burn you down, but it's pretty easy to avoid his attack. You know how they say cats always fall on their feet? Well, no one taught the Fire Lion to do so, because when he jumps and falls down, he sometimes crashes on his face. Oof, what a noob. I used to call this next boss Mr. Bum, but apparently his real name is Puppy Bro Sr. Basically, this jester-looking dude loves to bounce left and right and throw bombs at you. And he does that with a big smile on his face. I'm starting to think this dude's a little bit crazy. How can you fight and throw bombs at someone with a big smile on your face? That's odd, isn't it? The boss of World 4 is a really interesting one. As you enter the door, you'll see the boss is next to you but cannot really get hurt yet. Kracko will require you to get this high jump ability and move to the top of those clouds to get to the battle arena, and it's only once you're there that you'll meet the real Kracko. He's a cloud with spikes and a big eye in the middle that can attack you with thunderbolts and will even try to rush into you to hit you with his spikes. Thankfully, the high jump ability will be all that is needed to inflict damage and avoid taking some while you're at it. Pretty fun boss, just way too easy. World 3 has a very interesting duo for a boss. Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright, or as I like to call them, Sun and Moon. I mean, come on, that's exactly what they are. Sun and Moon take turn attacking you, and you can only hurt one at a time. Usually, the one you can't attack is the one that provides you with stars that you can use to attack the other one. Mr. Shine uses a big sun ray laser type of attack, while Mr. Bright simply causes stars to rain down from heavens. These two are pretty fun to fight, and once you defeat them both and they collide, well, they explode, which is actually kinda cool. Throughout your adventure in Kirby's Adventure, you defeat bosses to retrieve pieces of the Star Rod that is meant to save the world, and your final piece is held by none other than King Dedede. Funny enough, King Dedede is kind of easy to defeat, as most of his attacks are copied from you, so he'll fly around trying to crush you, he'll try to swallow you, and he'll even use a hammer like my pal Bunkers did. Sadly for Dedede, those attacks are all too easy to avoid, and this is why we'll defeat him in no time. Bonus points for this dance that Dedede and Kirby do after you beat him. They both look so funny! One of my favorite bosses awaits in World 2, and his name is Paint Roller. Basically, this enemy is a big ball with a cap and two rollerblades that moves around the map and uses his paintbrush to draw enemies and objects that come to life and attack you. How cool is that? Paint Roller can draw baseballs, cars, clouds, Waddle Dees, and much more, and he draws those really quick too. So much talent. I mean, I can barely paint anything and I almost fall down and die every time I try rollerblading, and you're telling me this dude can do both at the same time? I am officially impressed. World 6 has one of the most epic boss battles in the entire game. When you first enter the stage, you can see a big sword waiting for you in the middle of the battle arena. There's no use going up there to see your foe, as he'll only reveal himself once you pick up the sword. Introducing Meta Knight, one of the best characters in the Kirby series. Meta Knight is mysterious with his cape and his helmet, and to defeat him, you'll have to have the most epic sword fight in gaming's history. And once you defeat the dude, well, you can finally see what he looks like without a mask. How shocking! Remember that little scared dance DDD and Kirby did earlier in the video? Well, there was a reason for that. Basically, after putting the Star Rod back into the pedestal, an evil being called Nightmare comes and casts a dark shadow in the world. King Dedede will eat Kirby and spit him back in the air, where you'll have one of the most epic airborne battles ever. You have to use the power of the Star Rod to attack Nightmare before it's too late and you crash down on the floor. After this phase is done, the real Nightmare will reveal itself, and as a kid I always thought he looked more like Count Dracula more than he did a Nightmare. Basically, the only way to defeat Nightmare is to wait for him to open up his cape and reveal his tornado body. This is his weak point, and you'll have to hit it multiple times while dodging his many attacks that are not always easy to dodge. I just had to put Nightmare in the #1 spot because of how cool and unexpected it was when I first played this game. Thanks a lot for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, and also like this video to send me your support. And if you want to see more videos like this one, well, tap the cards on screen right now. And as for me, well, I will be seeing you in the next one. Bye!